Good morning, Kalimera. Kalimera, everyone. Hello. We made it. It's official. We are in Greece. Oh my goodness. I think when I talked to you yesterday, I said, "Oh, we're like 20, like we had like a couple hours left." Well, this life. The anchorage that we were going to stop in ended up being like 4 foot waves, swells, 2 meters, almost 2 meter swells. So I guess almost 1.5 meter swells.
That doesn't add up.
Yeah, I know.
They were
1.5.
4 meters. They were gonna, or they were 4 feet. They were gonna be like 1.5 meter in the middle of the night.
They were 4 feet. They were going to be 6 feet. 1.5 meters, 3 meters. Right? Am I doing my math now correctly?
They were gonna be big.
They were going to be big. They were going to be big, and we thought, let's keep going. And so we ended up going another 4 hours, really into Corfu. So we are not in this beautiful turquoise anchorage, but it's still beautiful. The buildings are gorgeous. There's just something so extraordinary about Greece. Let's do a sound check. I have my little microphone bug on. Casey, hello. Can you hear me okay? Let's do that. Lily! All the lilies in the house this morning. Allison, bonjour, Kalimera. Lily. Is that Lily? Okay, good. Both Lilies. Karen, Bettina, Elaine. Good morning, everyone. Bonjour. It feels so good to be here. How many of you have been to Greece? Give me a Kalimera, a Greece flag, olive, dolmades. They don't have a dolmades emoji, but I cannot wait to eat them. Let me know if you've been to Greece. I got a message yesterday, someone saying, "You're coming into my country." So let me know if you're here, let me know if you've been here, and let me know what it is you love about Greece. This is where we learn to sail. Greece has a very, very special place in my heart. It is also huge. So when I say this is where we learned to sail, we were completely on the other side. We were in Egina, where I learned to sail. So we are now on the Ionian side, and there's so much to explore. And literally, if you're following the Responsible Choice YouTube channel, you'll see how excited I was. I did a little dance when we were dropping anchor. We had been looking for an anchorage at that point for like 3 hours coming in from where we originally thought, and everything was crowded, gorgeous, but you don't really want to drop anchor after a long sail in a place where you need to really do all the geometry. And then I finally went downstairs and I took a shower. I put my swimsuit on and I put my white robe, like long flowy dress that I actually got in Greece. I got it in Mykonos like 10 years ago. And I said to Dave, now we're ready. Now we're ready. Greece knows I'm here. Now we're going to find an anchorage. And he's like, I really wish you would have changed a couple of hours ago. And we were laughing. And then within like 15 minutes, we dropped anchor. So we're here. We're safe. It's beautiful. We went swimming. The water is stunning. And I'm just so happy. You can hear me perfectly. Yes, yes. Susan's here. Kalimera, Santorini. Love Corfu. Yay! All right, beauties. Are we ready for today's lesson? So if you are following along in ACIM, and today's lesson 207, I think that we're on. I'll check. 207, we're in the review that I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. This can be such a freeing review, such a freeing lesson to know that we're not our bodies. We can also interpret it initially as we can feel a little confused with it, a little lost, a little like, well, then what am I? What do you mean? Does my body not matter? Right? This is how a lot of people even teach and interpret this lesson, that the body doesn't matter. Personally, since this is Elegant Femme's Guide to A Course in Miracles, I don't feel that way about it. I believe the body does matter. And the Course is really clear in saying that the body is a communication tool for love, for light, for remembrance, that we chose it. We chose it, and that we can celebrate it. It doesn't mean we attach to it. It doesn't mean that we make it our value. It doesn't mean we obsess about it and feel like, oh, if I just looked this way, I would be perfect. I would be safe. I would be enough. How many of us have felt this way? How many of us, when we're honest with ourselves and really in that space of transparency, when we're feeling or buying into the illusion of unsafe, feeling that fear, buying into the illusion of fear. How many of us can admit that we go right into the body and we feel like, what can I control? I'm so aware of this now that I will speak it out loud. Dave's like, are you okay? I'm like, oh, I feel like I have to work out or have to do something because I'm like, I feel like I am buying into the illusion that I need to control something. And that's where I tend to go. So this isn't like, oh my gosh, let's pretend that we're not in human form and that we've got it, everything perfect. It is the awareness. It is the remembering. It is the ability to be so real with ourselves to be like, whoa, in this moment, I'm forgetting and I'm watching an old default to squeeze this, whatever this might be in your life, right? Maybe it's your body. Maybe it's going into worry. Maybe it's going into control inside and creating a projection of this is how I'll act if this doesn't go the way I want. This is what I'll say if this person says something I don't want. Where your future projecting protection, where your future preparing to protect yourself from attack. We do it in our minds. We do it in our bodies. Really, the body follows the mind, right? So these are the awarenesses that we get to move through. So many inside of this lesson and inside of this review that I am not a body, I am free. And how we choose to interpret that, what we choose to allow it to move inside of us from a space, again, instead of feeling trapped and attacked. And if we do, that we move back into the awareness, right? It's not like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? I'm not a good student. I'm horrible. I forgot. I know this already. It's, whoop, I remembered. I'm remembering. And as we remember, then what? How do we respond? Responsibility meaning, like Stephen Covey says, the ability to respond. So how do we respond? How do we honor that responsibility that I am not a body, I am free, I am as God created me? We respond in a way that allows us to feel alive. That's why we're here together. All right. So let's move into, Julie, thank you so much. Yes, I have my grease. Grease is a wrinkled grease linen dress on. It's going to be all about the Greek look from now on. I get to have fun with my beauty looks. We're going to be greasing it up. We're going to get some eyes. We're going to get some Greek sandals. We're going to get the Greek sponges. I have a whole beauty regime that I get in Greece every time we're here. And I'm so excited to discover more things. And we're moving. We're swelling. Susan, are you new here? Have you been here before? If you are brand new here, let us know so we can say good morning. I love the Greek islands so much. Going to the Dodecanese. Dodecanese? How do you say it? Dodecanese? Dodecanese. I know you don't say it like that. Dave and I is either going to be Italian, Dodecanese, or French. Dodecanese. Or a New Yorker. All right, beauties. Yes, if you're new here, please say hello. New in the live lessons. Well, welcome. All right. I'm so glad you're here and you made it for a live. So I'm just keeping my phone on Paris time because we are an hour later here in Greece. It's 9 o'clock here. We're keeping it. I told Dave, just don't change my phone. I'll never even know. I'll never know. All right. That's how we're rolling. Yes, yesterday was lesson. Oh, we're 206. 206 today. That's what we're doing. That's what we're honoring. Yeah, 206. Okay. I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. Say it out loud or say it inside of you. I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. Always. I am entrusted with the gifts of God because I am, the Course says, I am his son. Whatever. I don't love it. I am entrusted with the gifts. It's like, I'm trusted with the gifts of God because I am one with God, because I am one with life, because I am one with creation. How does that feel? I am entrusted with the gifts of God because I am one with creation. I like that. And I would give God's gifts where God intended them to be. And again, for me, I think it's really beautiful. We can swap. I'm going to read it, swapping that out, God out in that sentence for life. Because sometimes it can feel like an obligation. It's so easy to slip into the idea that God is someone outside of us, that God is this entity that we need to prove ourselves to, and that's not the energy at all. So, how does this feel? And I would give life's gifts where life intended them to be. Oh, okay. Now this feels so yummy, so beautiful, so fun, almost like a treasure hunt. Like, okay, where does life want these gifts? Okay, I'm going to put them where life wants them to be because I'm a part of life. I'm a part of creation. So listening and allowing me to see where are these gifts being called to go. Yeah, that feels beautiful. I am not a body. I am free. I am as God created me. That's the lesson for today. And you know, inside of this conversation, it's such a perfect time to talk about this because I think everyone here, and let me know in the comments whether you're here live or you're watching the replay, everyone here can relate to that feeling of wanting to control our bodies, wanting to know that we are the truth of who we are by desiring to perfect all areas of our lives, our bodies, our bank account, like these things that we've been taught to reach for. And this is exactly why I created the brand new program called Always Enough, not because we need another program. Okay, let's be real. I've been doing this a really long time. No, none of us are like, I need another program. The same way we're not like, oh my God, I need another book. Unless it's the summer and you're like, I want a summer reading book. But you know, when you go to the bookstore, you're like, I do not need another book. And then you see the title of something and you're like, I need another book. It's not really about the book, right? It's about the experience. It's about what moves through you. And it's also not about needing it, it's about desiring it. So I created Always Enough because I remember this visceral experience. I've talked to Dave about it so many times, and I'll tell you something that Dave said that was really powerful. I remember walking in a library when I was 15 years old, and I saw this book called Never Enough. And I was like a moth to a flame. I picked up that book so quickly, and it wasn't something that I had consciously been thinking about. I'm never enough. I'm not enough. But seeing the words, there was a feeling like, of, oh my gosh, I'm living this way. Like, how do at a young age, like, how do I move through this? And as I got older, you know, it started with, oh, if I had Shelly's hair or Heidi's legs, or like, if I just had this, I'd be enough. I'd be enough. I'd be enough. If I get the straight A's, I'll be enough. If I get into the college, if I get married, I was married before Dave for a very short time. And I just felt like if this guy married me, I'd be enough. He was older than me. He was stable. He was making really great income. Like, I'll be enough. I'll be enough when I have a ring on my finger. I'll be enough. And as I got older, you know, if I have enough, I'll be enough when I have enough money. The driver, the things changed a bit, but the driver stayed the same. And what I've been able to recognize is this driver that so many of us have. We utilize the not enough energy as a driver for success. And this is where it gets really slippery because the world rewards this. The world rewards the driver of not enough. Push a little harder, just a little bit more. And we get so used to utilizing this driver as a source of fuel that we, especially as women, I feel, are really afraid to let it go. Because if you've ever heard inside, like, oh my gosh, I can't stop because what if it all falls apart? Or I'm the one that does everything. I'm the strong one. And you're really, even as I'm saying this, you might be recognizing, like, whoa, I didn't realize that. I had attached myself to that as a form of like, this will make me better. This will make me special. This will make me important. I just got to keep going. And it's like, how do you know you're hooked in? You feel it in your body. You'll start to feel really tired. You'll start to look around and wonder, like, the idea of success or the success that you were reaching for all of a sudden doesn't feel good. It feels like, why am I not there yet? It feels like just a little bit more. When something in the outside world triggers you or you don't have the result that you were seeking, if there's a little voice that sneaks up that goes, just work a little harder. You're tapped into this. And this, I feel like, I'm just going to say it this way because this is how I experience this, is really dangerous. It becomes really dangerous for us. It starts coming out sideways in every way, physically for sure. We pull ourselves back from this truth that we are not a body, we are free. We don't feel free. We feel trapped in the not enough cycle. So this is why I created Always Enough. It's really, really profound. I'm so, so excited about this. I've had it in my back pocket for a few months, just waiting for the right time. And we opened it on Sensual Creation Day on our last night in Montenegro before we set sail. So we had this beautiful 27-hour passage, and I was able to be in the energy of witnessing women coming in. And it's been stunning, stunning, stunning. So the program is an $88 investment until Friday, which I don't know what day it is. I think it's Tuesday. Then the price is increasing. So if that speaks to you and that you want to know as a woman, how do I live into higher levels of success and not from that energy, from the energy of always enough, from the energy of abundance, from the energy of overflow, how does that change your bank account? How does that change your business? How does that change your relationships? Okay, really, really big. So if you want that link, we'll drop it in there. It's spelled sun. Its real meaning is sun, the flame, the light. We're a fractal God. That is stunning. That is so beautiful. So, so beautiful. Okay, so yes, Always Enough is here for you. And remember, you are not a body. You are free. You are and always will be as God created you. I'm sending you so much love. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Again, Kalimera. I will see you back here tomorrow from some part of Greece. Mwah.